part 11 of the summer series for All the Everything podcast. Hey, I'm one of your hosts, Billy Parchman, and don't worry, Tim will be joining us here in just a minute. Today, we have a really nostalgic episode for you all, especially for those that grew up in the 90s and are sports fans. Today's going to be a very fun episode, one that I've been looking forward to for a while. We recorded this episode a few months ago, and it actually was supposed to be our 34th episode, a number that is very special to me, but got pushed back a little bit because we're doing this summer series. And so we decided to save this episode for a rainy day. And well, it's raining. So you all get to experience this today. You know, you might be, if you're watching this on YouTube or if you know what I look like, you know that I'm a pretty, stout guy. And growing up, the football coach at my high school would come and literally find me every single day and ask me to join the football team. And at that time, my heart wasn't with football. I absolutely loved basketball. And if you have listened to this podcast at all, you would know that I'm the biggest Shaquille O'Neal fan on the face of the planet. Shaq, I'm like, since 1992. Since 1992, when he was drafted by the Orlando Magic. That was right around the same time that I fell in love with basketball and the NBA. And so, we've mentioned Shaq and the NBA quite a few times throughout this journey of All the Everything podcast. And because of that, if you were to go on Good Pods, and if you listen to this podcast on the Good Pods app, you would see that All the Everything podcast is the number one NBA, the number one NBA themed podcast, even though this is officially our first NBA actual episode. We've just mentioned basketball and Shaq throughout the years, but that, just kind of tells you how much I absolutely love, Shaq and the NBA and everything like that. But like I said earlier, my heart wasn't with football in high school. I loved playing basketball. That's where my heart was. And that's what I did. And, not to brag or anything, but I was pretty good at it too, but yeah, so with all of that said, why don't we just get into this awesome episode of what we are considering the greatest era of the NBA.
Well, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. Are you ready, my friend?
You better believe it. Let's get into all the everything, y'all.
All the everything, we've got it all. We've got it all, small, big or tall. So grab your snacks, sit back, don't stress, cause Tim and Billy talk about the randomness. Formation prone to UFOs, we'll take you where the weirdness goes. It's two guys talking way too loud about stuff that makes no sense, but we're kinda proud.
Well, welcome back to another amazing episode of All the Everything podcast. As always, I'm one of your co-hosts, Tim Sawhook, and I'm joined by my man who puts the B in NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Parchman.
National Billy Association, y'all.
Yeah, that's right.
What's going on, Tim? What's going on, my man?
What would that be like? The National Billy Association.
Woo! Be very good looking. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, very. A lot of Musk. All right,
but in a good way.
No, but we've got a fun episode, one that conjured back childhood memories and moments for us. And this was Billy's idea. And at first I was like, Billy, I don't know about this. But then I thought he also pitched Star Wars. And, this guy just doesn't get it wrong. He's like the John Williams of our podcast. He just can't get it wrong. So, so with that, Billy, what are we talking about today, sir?
All right. Well, this one right here, this one is a special one for me. Today, Hoops Gone Wild, the NBA's most iconic era ever. And that's where we're talking about that era in the 90s and early 2000s. That's when
Yeah.
we're considering the best NBA era of all time. And so, if you've listened to this show before, you know that I absolutely love basketball. I watched it
Yep.
growing up. I played it like crazy. I mean, like every single day. I was
Yeah.
out there. I was practicing, and in my most humble opinion, I was really, really good. And I know I've also said on the show multiple times that I was the biggest Shaquille O'Neal fan on the planet, and
Yep.
still
You
am.
mentioned that. Yeah.
Yep. I even wore number 34 in high school when I played basketball. That was my number because that was Shaq's number, man, and just pure domination. And so I wanted today, with this episode, it's something from our childhood. And I know Tim goes back to, and you'll find out a little bit more about that later. But this one's a special one, y'all. This one is a special one. Well, man, we have an awesome show, and this first segment that we're going to be talking about, I've been looking forward to. And Tim, why don't you let the people know what are we going to be talking about?
Yeah. So this is a really cool thing, and we're going to go into the era of legends, and a time where the court was a battlefield, and the players, they were giants, icons, mythical figures in baggy shorts and some really cool high top sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
So today on All Day Everything podcast, Billy and I are going to go back into the 90s and 2000s at NBA. We're going to share our top 10 players that we feel were the top 10 for that era. Don't come from us if you don't agree. We want to hear if you do agree with us on our Facebook. But if you hate our top 10, I changed my mind. I still want to hear from you why you hate our top 10. Who am I trying to kid? We'll take anything at this point. Love us or hate us, that's who we are at this point.
Yep.
But we're gonna go into the golden age, as we call it. Now, for all my people who are about my age, I'm gonna be turning 50 here in September. I also think the NBA got started in the 80s, the Lakers and Celtics. That really was kind of rose the profile up. And then 90s, 2000s just really captured it and went from there. So we'll talk more about that later. But I just wanted to put that out there. I can't leave out the 80s because that was a big time for me as well, for a fan and my family and stuff. So anyhow, so we've each made our top 10. No comparing, no coordination, just raw, unfiltered basketball love. The same kind of love that Billy and I share. Raw and unfiltered. So what we're going to do, Billy, we're going to go player by player, reaction by reaction.
Okay.
And I think it's best put, this is where nostalgia meets passion. Are you ready to go?
Let's do it, man. Let's go.
All right, Billy, we're going to let you kick us off. What is your top 10? You're going to go with number 10 first, correct?
Okay. Yep. I'm going 10. We're counting down. And I will say my 10th pick probably was the hardest one. Right? Just because
I feel that.
of all the iconic players in this era are some that I won't even be mentioning today. And you'd be like, oh, really? And my number 10 pick is also a personal one. It's a Homer type pick because he did go to Bama, y'all.
Okay.
But this man has 7, let's count that, 7 NBA championship rings. So,
dang.
Yes, I'm talking about big shot Robert Horry.
Yes. Get it.
Tide. Yeah, I'm talking about the Rockets, the Lakers, the Spurs legend, 7 NBA champions, Robert Horry. My top 10, he made the list. You have 7 championships. You're making my list.
Sure.
Just yeah. And so, that was a hard pick for me because there's so many great players that I'm not even going to be mentioning. So, number 10.
Number 10. Okay. My 10 is the same one. No, I'm just kidding. 10 for me. 10 for me. And I had to go back and think about it when I was seeing the players. And because you said there's so many to pick from. Obviously there's the juggernauts that we're going to probably have the same of. And that's going to be obvious. But these were like, number 10 was like so irreplaceable with a couple different ones. So anyhow. My number 10 is Dirk Nowitzki from the good old Dallas Mavericks. Yeah,
the Mavs, man.
So I got some notes put down. His era was 98 to 2019 with most of his dominance in the 2000s.
Exactly.
He was a one-time MVP, one-time NBA champion, and then he was revolutionized by the power forward position with his shooting and he was pretty much elite for like nearly 2 decades. Like
Oh yeah,
he
absolutely.
was amazing. That boy could shoot. I think that was the first time for me that I could see like a big boy shooting threes.
Exactly, like a tall guy. Yeah.
Not a big boy, but like a really tall guy knocking down those deep shots. And I think that kind of changed because now anybody can hit the threes. Tall guys, the big guys, short guys, whatever. Everybody's shooting threes, and that wasn't like that before. I mean, not that there wasn't amazing 3-point shooters, guys. Don't come for me, but him in that position, the way he carried that team for years, he carried that franchise for years, and I was so happy to see him get that championship back in the day.
Yes. Yep. And I know Mark Cuban was excited about that as well.
Oh, he was very excited.
Oh man. Oh man.
So that's my number 10.
Cool. Awesome. All right, moving on. Number 9. All right. So for my number 9 pick, this one, okay. If you think one of the purest shooters in the NBA history, just the beautiful like shot like this. This is like Steph Curry before like Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I will say he's not even the greatest one in his family. I'm talking about Mr. Reggie Miller, y'all. That's right.
Oh,
Indiana
nice pick.
Pacers legend, 5-time All-Star, Hall of Famer, just known for that deadly three and that trash talking ways, especially with Spike Lee whenever they played the Knicks, man. That was just hilarious. But yeah, if you know anything about his sister, Cheryl, yeah, she is even better, man.
They actually told a story, and you probably know the story, that Reggie was in his car with his dad, Cheryl, and himself, and he had just had one of the best games he'd ever had in high school ever, and he was so excited to tell his dad. And Cheryl gets in the car, and she's like, "I scored 100 points today," and he was just like, "Dude, come on! Like, I can't even compete with you. Like, she scored 100 points in her high school game. I mean, it's unbelievable the talent in that family."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, but Reggie was always one that I loved watching, so he had to definitely make my list. And kind of like we were talking, these are our picks. These are ones that spoke to us and stuff like that. And so, yeah, Reggie.
Yeah, he was so fun to watch, and he was a killer. I mean,
yeah,
we talked about the whole New York Knicks thing. You have to go back and watch that game, and that would happen in like the last 30 seconds, I think. It's like you can't even imagine. So I won't get too in depth into that story, but if you know, you know. If you're not, look it up. You'll find it. The footage is amazing. So the only thing he didn't get was that ring.
And, he never got a ring. Yep, never did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Bummer.
Yeah. Bummer.
All right. Coming in 9 for me, and people might have ranked this person higher or whatever, but number 9 for me is Allen Iverson.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right. His era was 1996 to 2010. Let me give you some of his resume here. He was a 1-time MVP, 4-time scoring champ. That dude was a beast. Changed the culture of the league, pound for pound, the toughest player ever. Like, legit. I mean, not only was he talented and could he trash talk, but he could back up every single thing that he was saying. And he was such a pure shooter, like amazing, explosive. And his attitude was like everything. That chip on his shoulder he had for his whole career. Practice?
We're
talking about practice?
Practice? What practice? Oh, practice, y'all. Practice?
Yeah, it's so funny. It was in his if you don't know, it was one of his press things he was doing, a press conference, and people were getting on about practice. And anyhow, so when people think about him, that's probably one of the number one things they think about.
Oh yeah,
is that
absolutely? I love it.
Which is sad,
I love it. Yeah, just YouTube Allen Iverson practice, and you'll get some gold there.
You'll see it.
Yep.
Maybe Billy might even post some of this in his social media. I don't know.
We'll see. That's
Billy's a mystery, so we won't know.
We never know.
So so that's my number 9.
Awesome.
What about you for 8, sir?
All right, moving to number 8. I'm going with the Admiral. That's right. San Antonio Spurs legend David Robinson, 2-time NBA champion, MVP in 1995, 10-time All-Star, and he served in the Navy before joining the NBA. That's where his nickname came from, the Admiral. I just remember Shaq was on pace to win the scoring title, and David Robinson on the last day of the season just goes off and scores like 80 something points in the game or whatever,
Yeah.
and just barely beats Shaq in the scoring title.
Well, everybody thought Shaq had it wrapped up. Like
Yeah.
they were for certain he was winning the scoring title. I remember being outside playing basketball that day, and one of my brothers ran out and like, "You won't believe how many points Robinson had today," and he beat Shaq. So, yeah,
Yep.
that was
Still,
crazy.
Still hurts. Still hurts. Still
I'm
hurts.
sorry.
But
Sorry to bring it up.
But he was just so good. Yeah, I am a fan of David Robinson. So there you go.
Well, he was dominating, and then Tim Duncan joined him, and it was just like
Mhm.
game over. Like, oh man,
Mhm.
they were unstoppable.
Yep.
Okay, moving to my number 8. As much as I don't like to put this person anywhere in my
Oh man.
whatever, because of the team he played for, but number 8 for me is Kevin Garnett.
Oh, okay.
From
Yeah.
the Boston Celtics.
Mhm.
We battled with him. I'm a huge Laker fan, and that dude was a killer for us. Absolutely killed us so many times. But he was absolutely amazing. He was so fun to watch. And I'll give you his era. He was from 1995 to 2016.
Mhm.
He had the research I got is that people rated him as peaking in his late 90s, early 2000s, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
But here's his stats. He was a one-time MVP, one-time NBA champion, 12-time all-defensive team. He was intense, versatile, and a defensive monster. He was the guy that you wanted guarding the best player, and that was Kevin Garnett. And
Mhm.
yeah, I still have bad dreams about him beating the Lakers and killing us. So, but yeah. Oh, wait, what do you think about Kevin Garnett?
Surprisingly, he did not. Just a spoiler, did not make my list.
Okay.
But yes, as a rookie, as just
Mhm.
growing in his, he started off with the Timberwolves
Yep.
when he was drafted, and he was super good. But yeah, he was in when the big three with the Celtics.
Yeah.
They were hard to beat. But yeah, he deserves to be on my top 10. But
that's just the way it goes.
that's
But
just
yeah,
the way it goes. Yep.
I should have mentioned he did start with the Timberwolves. He had some success there, but not enough.
Yep.
It was the Celtics that put his name
So-
really in
Mhm. in the books.
the spotlight. Yeah, in the
Yep.
books forever. So
Mhm.
yeah, so number 8 is Kevin Garnett for me.
Awesome.
Where are you at for 7, bud?
All right, number 7, we are going with Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon.
Yes.
And this one's hard for me because back in I think 94, they played the Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic made it to the NBA Finals, y'all. Shaq's going for his first ring, and you know what happens? They lay a big old goose egg, right? And the Houston Rockets sweep the Orlando Magic in the NBA Finals. Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon gets his ring, or one of the rings that he has.
Yeah.
But yeah, because he ended up with 2. He ended up with MVP. He ended up MVP Finals. And just a little cool fun fact about him, he was so shy when he first moved to the States to join the NBA. And so when he was, signing up, they misspelt his name. And so they spelt it with an A, no H. And,
okay.
And so for like the first couple of years if you have like one of his rookie cards, it's not spelt the way it's supposed to be.
Poor guy.
Until he got, hey, let's spell my name right. Put some respect on my name.
Say my name.
That's
Say
right.
Say my name. Matter of fact, spell my name.
Exactly. But him and Shaq always had a big rivalry. They even co-sponsored. They were sponsors with Taco Bell and did the crunchy soft whole, like where they combined the two. And they were supposed to have this big one-on-one game with Taco Bell, like a pay-per-view, but it didn't end up happening. But they were promoting it like it was about to. But
oh my gosh, I forgot all about that. You just brought that up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's a throwback. Yeah.
It's a blast from the past right there. So
blast from the past. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh man. Okay. All right. I like that. Number 7 for me. You might know him as the mailman, Karl Malone.
Wow. Okay.
All Jazz. Now, his era was from 85 to 2004. So he had quite the run. I remember being such a Lakers fan, and we'll talk more about that later, but them playing the Jazz all the time. And they had Mark Eaton and John Stockton and Karl Malone and goes on and on. And it was just a battle. I used to think he was like the strongest guy in the NBA. Like he was just rock solid, dude. This guy had muscles on muscles.
Is solid, yeah.
Yeah. And then, here's some of his stats. He was 2-time MVP, second all-time leading scorer at retirement. He was dominant, durable, though never won a title, thanks to MJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was so close to winning that title, but
when he was with the Lakers, and he had a chance at when he was with the Lakers, but he's also one that did not make my list, but he absolutely should be on my list. It's ridiculous.
I mean, like you said, all these players are interchangeable, right?
But I love this fact that when the Jazz decided to change their logo, right? They were putting in a new basketball court into the arena, and so he bought half of the court, and John Stockton bought the other half. Well, during the first game on this new court, it started caving in. And so they actually ended up having to cancel the game because the floor was just warped. I mean, it was horrible. So they canceled the game. And so they needed a basketball court. And so him and John got their money back and then some, just renting out the courts. So they brought it back so that they could play some games until they were able to get it fixed. Yeah. But a little trivia fact for you.
Yeah, but Carmelo, he was a beast, man. He was so fun to watch. He was so powerful and dominant. And that's why I picked the mailman from number 7.
That's a good pick. Good pick.
Thank you, sir. All right. What's your number 6?
All right. My number 6 is AI Mr. Allen Iverson.
Oh, okay.
We've already talked. We talked about him just a little bit. But let me just talk about this man's crossover was legendary, and especially when he did it to Michael Jordan. That's what made him a legend. When he crossed over Michael Jordan, man, that is like career setting right there.
Yeah,
like iconic level. And he's also the reason the NBA has a dress code now when they have to enter. So that's just a little fun fact as well. But I love Allen Iverson, and that man, I'm telling you, that was me trying to practice his crossover. It was ridiculous.
He had the killer crossover along with Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway also had that crossover that was like legendary as well.
Absolutely did. Yep. But many hours spent. It was crazy.
That's a good one. Okay.
Thank you.
That was your number 6?
Yep.
Okay. My number 6 might shock people, but my number 6 is LeBron James.
What?
And I'm not saying all time. We're talking about this time period, okay?
Yeah, right.
So, his era really entered in 2003. His dominance was mainly in the 2000s, right? 4-time MVP, 2 in the 2000s, Rookie of the Year. Those greatest years came in the 2010s. He was already a top 5 player by the 2000s. So I'm ranking him there in that spot. Like if you're ranking him all time, then he's obviously a lot higher. But he still hadn't had his full dominance yet into the 2000s. Like he was just getting into that part. So many battles with the Golden State Warriors, and finally got crossed over and got that championship up against some years down the road there. But LeBron James, obviously phenomenal. I would say second best player in the NBA ever. But that's up for debate for many different people. But but in this, I ranked it based on this time zone, like this time frame where he was at, and I feel like the people in front of him were better during that time frame. So I can only make you guess what I have in front of me if I have LeBron James at 6. So
you got some high praise there. But LeBron, man, I tell you, when he did his "I'm taking my talents to South Beach" speech on prime time,
my gosh,
the way that was handled. Okay, so my boy Drew, just like us, he lived for the NBA and loved LeBron. And I mean, I've never seen somebody so heartbroken. He wrote this whole book and posted it on Facebook after the decision. It's like, oh,
Cleveland wanted to kill him.
Oh, I bet.
If you ask him, one of his biggest mistakes to this day, it's him doing
Yeah.
that decision thing live, because it lost him a lot of fans and
It's when it started
favor. But
going like personality wise for a lot of people.
yeah,
It's rough.
rope
Yeah. But moving on to number 5. Oh,
number
this
5,
one.
sir.
This one is an iconic 90s basketball player. This one is also a local guy here in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he did play for the other team in the state, but from Leeds, Alabama, Mr. Charles Barkley at my number
Oh, yeah.
5. That 76ers, really the Phoenix Suns, and then the Rockets legend. He did win the MVP in 1993. He's an 11-time All-Star, but never won a championship ring, unfortunately. But he is absolutely hilarious. Hilarious. My wife absolutely, she quotes Charles Barkley on Inside the NBA or on TNT all the time. Like the whole, like some of the quotes that he says on TNT, it'd be like, where they taking him, Chuck? Galveston? That dirty ass water in Galveston? or when he talks about those big old women in San Antonio and he's like, I ain't apologizing to them. And then he's like, I'm sorry, ladies. I went and had churros in San Antonio the other night. They were delicious. Just like, but Michelle will always just be walking around. She'll be like, that dirty ass water. That's like one of her favorite phrases.
He's so funny. That whole cast on TNT with Kenny and Shaq and all of them, the way they just interact is just so funny. So funny.
I love it. I used to be the manager of Hibbett Sports. My love of basketball, that's what led me there. So I managed the Hibbett Sports in Leeds, Alabama, where he's from and grew up and played and everything. And so his brother would come in. He would come in too, but I just was never there when he came in.
Oh, really?
But his brother would come in all the time, and we got a really good relationship going. And then he came in looking for a Charles Barkley jersey because he wanted to get his brother to sign it, because he had to have, his brother had a heart transplant. And so he was raising money for like a heart organization. And he wanted to get his brother to sign a jersey for him that they can auction off. But, this was after Charles had retired. And so we didn't have a lot of, besides Michael Jordan, like retired players' jerseys, right? Which we should have, being, where we were at. But yeah, I was like, man, I don't have it. But I was like, you know what, though? I had just gone home to Mississippi and brought home all of my basketball cards in the back of my car. They were in my trunk. And I said, hold on a second. And so I went, I gave him every single Charles Barkley basketball card that I had, like pages of them. Like if you think of those like plastic sleeve pages. And I was like, hey, if you can get them to sign these, you can have these, but just bring me one back. And sure enough, he did. That was really sweet of him. So
that's cool.
Charles Barkley autograph on one of my basketball cards. Now that's the only basketball card of Charles that I have, though. But so I gave them all away, but to a good cause.
Dang it. Yes, to a good cause. So that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I love Charles Barkley. You didn't mention his nickname though.
Sir Charles.
And
which one were you thinking?
Round mound, a rebound.
Oh, the round. Yep. That is true.
Oh, come on, Billy.
Gosh,
come on.
Gosh, rookie mistake.
You suck. You'll never be in the top 10.
How do you talk about basketball with no one?
You don't know anything.
Nothing.
Everything he's reading today, folks, he learned on Chat GPT. He doesn't know anything about the NBA at all.
Yeah. Nothing.
My number 5 is someone you had mentioned before, so I'll go quickly through it. Is Hakeem Olajuwon. Again, all the same reasons. He was dominating. 2-time NBA champion, like you said, MVP, Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. He was legendary. He actually dominated the most when who was gone? MJ. When he had his small retirement, that's when he dominated the league the most, because he was pretty much unchallenged with that whole team. But yeah, so Hakeem Olajuwon for me.
That's a great pick.
5.
Great pick. All right, so moving on to number 4. He's already been mentioned in this list. That's the big fundamental himself, with no emotion, no smiles, just a deadpan Mr. Tim Duncan. And this, okay, so Tim Duncan, to me, is one of the greatest power forwards the game's ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, but I could not stand Tim Duncan. And so this is high respect to be number 4 on my list because I still remember the day that he took him and Shaq started swinging at each other, and I still hold grudges. Charles did the same thing, but they're buddies and they pick at each other. But Tim Duncan and him got in a fight one day, and ever since then, just left a bad taste in my mouth. Even though I don't know whose fault it was or what was going on, but
well, you're a sports fan. You don't care what the background is.
You don't
just ride or die.
Yeah, you don't use mental capacity.
No.
But he's just so good, y'all. He was so good. 5-time NBA champion, 2-time MVP, 3-time NBA Finals MVP. I mean, he's just quiet and consistent, and like I said, deadpan. Just he did his job. He did it well,
and he did it really well.
Yeah.
And that leads me to my number 4. It's also Tim Duncan.
Again.
Son of a gun. So all the same reasons, 5-time NBA champion.
Wait, hold on. Did we not talk about Tim Duncan already? Was he not already on your list?
No,
I know. I talked. Well, shoot, I messed that up. I was thinking we already talked about Tim. Okay, just kidding.
No.
Well, welcome to the list at number 4, Tim. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. He was 5-time NBA champion, 2-time MVP, 3 times Finals MVP. Mm-hmm. He was the foundation of the Spurs dynasty there when he had that consistent leadership. You could never read his face, like you said. He just came in. He was like a guy who clocked his punches clock ticket for work or whatever those things are called anymore. And he did the work, clocked out and left. Like he was just all business and he was dominating. So it's easy to have that kind of swagger when you know that you're pretty much one of the best of all time.
Oh, yeah.
So anyhow, Tim Duncan for me as well. Number 4. Me and Billy actually have one consistent
on the
right
same.
now.
Wow. And I'm telling you, I thought we already talked about him. I was like, oh, wow.
I did talk about him when we were talking about David Robinson. I brought him up then.
That's what it was.
So
okay.
You had it right. You did hear about it.
I did. We have talked about it. Okay. There we go. But not as officially on the list. That's my bad, y'all. Rookie mistake again. Gosh. Get it together, Billy. Get it together. Okay. Number 3. Oh, this one's a special pick. I'm sorry to steal some of your thunder because I know how special he is to you too. That would be the legendary Mr. Kobe Bryant. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean,
Black Mamba.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I just remember he took Brandy to the prom as a high schooler. Brandy, like in the height of her career. Like, I know what you did last summer, musical Grammys and all the things that she does, playing Cinderella. Brandy, like he, as a high schooler, took her to prom. What?
Who does that?
Kobe Bryant does that.
That's exactly right.
And I'll leave some stuff for you to talk about him, but I'll just say, before he passed away, he was here in Tuscaloosa to talk to our football team. And so he was so close. But he ended up having some barbecue and word started getting around that he was in town. And I wish I could have just shook his hand.
That would have been cool.
It wasn't much longer afterwards than we lost him, unfortunately. And it's one of those moments where I know exactly where I was when I saw the news that he passed away. It's like there's certain moments in your life that just kind of stick with you. Yeah. We were trying this new crab restaurant, like they have the seafood boils, like you get big plastic bags and all the crabs and the shrimp and the potatoes and the sausages and stuff. We were finally trying that, and they had TVs all around, and I just look up, and it just did not even seem real. But, I say all that. I'm leaving some of his history for you, but yeah, Kobe Bryant was a special player. Number 3.
He was. Number 3 for me is also Kobe Bryant, actually. So we're locked in here, and same thing. I mean, I remember I was driving Luke back to college for his sophomore year. And he was in the back seat, and he's like, I got this Twitter alert that Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter accident. So at first we're like, that can't be real.
That's not right. Yeah, that's not
How
real.
many times do you hear about people dying and they were celebrities and it's not even true?
Right.
But then as it became true and that his daughter was with him and all these other kids were with him, I mean, these parents, and it's just like, heartbreaking. Just for that loss of life. But then on top of that, such a loss in the basketball world. He meant so much to so many people. He was famous for his killer instinct, his Mamba mentality he talked about. His mindset was second to none. I mean,
Focused. Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable. Matter of fact, my workout area is like over here. And before we had the basement redone, I had this white piece of paper that I just typed up that said Mamba mentality on it. And as I worked out, I would always look at that. No matter how tired I was and beat down and thought I couldn't go on, I always thought about Kobe Bryant, like, just you got to push, you got to go, you got to show up. Yeah, being a huge Laker fan, he was so fun and amazing to watch, and his killer instinct and the way he would just go after people, it was just absolutely insane. And let's not all forget, anytime anybody who's any much of an NBA basketball fan, anytime you shoot something into the trash can, you yell, Kobe!
Kobe!
I mean, like, that's legendary. My wife and I are the same way, because it shows you a little bit of our laziness, but once we bring the garbage cans in from, like, after the trash was taken out, we have a big bin that's all recycling and a big one that's just trash. So we leave the lids open. And so we shoot from our garage door, like, boxes and stuff to, like, recycling. It's always like, Kobe! And
yeah, that's right.
And so anyhow, that's legendary. Anybody, like, shoots anything, most people yell Kobe. So
yeah, absolutely.
So many amazing things about him, but yeah, so sad he's gone.
I am too. God bless.
All right, sir.
All right.
You're up for your number 2.
My number 2, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to my favorite, but he's number 2 on my list, but my absolute favorite player in the history. That is the Shaq Diesel, the Big Diesel. Shaquille O'Neal, y'all. Oh my goodness. I've said it many times. I love this man. Just his personality, his heart. When he got drafted number 1 in the 1992 NBA draft by the Orlando Magic, this is the same year that I started loving basketball. Like, that's when I started playing basketball. It was the same time frame that we had just moved. My mom had just gotten remarried. We just moved to this new city, or I would say not city. It's like in the country. But Shaq, I loved watching the Orlando Magic play. And he was so dominant, like just ripping down backboards, just changing the game, just the power and the strength. It was incredible. And I absolutely fell in love with his game and just this team. And I followed him his entire career. So whoever he was playing, that was my team. It wasn't like I was, I wasn't married to the Orlando Magic, but when we went to the Lakers, I was the biggest Laker fan. But I mean, I don't know if you can call me a bandwagon because I wasn't there at the beginning. Like I'm not a bandwagon Alabama fan, right?
You are.
Thick and thin, I'm with Alabama, but thick and thin, I was with Shaquille O'Neal. And I remember going to Disney World wearing my Shaq jersey right after he left. And it was a Magic jersey. And I remember the locals just giving me such a hard time. They were heartbroken. But then, I was all Lakers, baby. And that was a fun time of just pure dominance. And just a little bit about Shaq. He's a 4-time NBA champion. He won the MVP. And then also he's a 3-time MVP in the finals. And so just pure domination, not to mention all the other things that he partook in: music, acting, all the things. Sponsors,
I think he did the first diss track ever. He did that diss track on Kobe. Do you remember that rap he did?
I do. Yep, I do remember.
That was big time drama back in the day when they didn't get along. But they did. They did have that three-peat from 2000, 2002 with Shaq and Kobe together. They were so dominant. That was so fun to watch. The only reason I'm chiming in because Shaquille is my number 2 also. So
sure.
I won't reread all the stats, but same thing. Not only did he bring the power to the game, but he brought fun to the game.
Absolutely.
He was one of the first ones in a long time who just was having so much fun with it, and it just made you want to be part of like that feeling because he had so much fun playing the game, and he dominated as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he was awful at free throws, though. The boy,
Terrible. But do you know how many 3-pointers he had in his career?
One.
Buzzer
Yeah.
beater. I still remember watching it live. Still remember it to this day. I was so excited. You'd think they won the championship. He hit that buzzer beater just like from it was past. It was almost a half court shot almost, but yeah, terrible at free throws. But oh my goodness, it's okay. And
it's all right.
The whole hack a Shack thing.
Oh,
I remember him
changed the NBA.
I remember the whole like he broke his thumb with a hack a Shack when like right at the beginning, like when they were playing the Heat. And I was so devastated because he was out for a bit. Like, stupid. Yeah.
So Shaq was me too.
Yep.
Shaq was me too. Shaq was mine as well for number 2.
Yep.
Is what I was trying to say, like a normal person.
Yep.
So that leads us up to our number 1, which I'm sure we both have the same number 1.
I think we do, sir. And yeah, and the greatness, the GOAT. I will put him as the all-time GOAT. All-time, no debate with me that he is the greatest NBA player of all time. Mr. His airness, Michael Jordan, y'all.
We're not worthy. Yeah. MJ is my number 1 also. So yeah, like you said, it will never, ever, ever be a question in my mind who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron James.
Oh no,
it's Michael Jordan.
It's Michael Jordan. Jordan. Like,
and it's not just because of the point score or the championships. It's about who Michael Jordan was and what he did to literally elevate the game to not just a nationwide, but worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
Worldwide, he brought people together and stuff like that. It was just unreal.
It was a special time. Now, was he one of the most trash talking?
Oh yeah,
like he was competitive people like ever. Yeah, you didn't see that as a little 9 and 10-year-old kid, or you saw that he was dominant. You didn't see like how he wanted people to talk to him. Give him a reason. Give him a reason.
So I did see him playing from the very beginning because I'm obviously older than Billy.
Yeah.
I don't want to say how much older, but we know. Everybody can see it. That's why I have glasses on because I'm blind now. With the age, I'm just kidding. But yeah, watching him play from a rookie and come up, so I did get to see him as an adult-ish, watching him play, as I was becoming an adult, and his trash talking, his legendary status to take that final shot and always make it, and just he was just dominant in everything. And when he was on, you couldn't look away because you never knew what he was going to do, and you didn't want to miss it.
No, I mean, the greatest. That's all I can say. The greatest. That says a lot for me to not have Shaq as my number 1 player. That's how. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't.
You couldn't. No.
Shaq would have been mad at me.
Yeah, he'd be like, "What?"
Yeah.
So number 1 for me, also Michael Jordan, and that's our top 10. That was fun.
That was super fun. Yeah,
I figured our top 4 on would probably be close to the same.
I thought so too. Yep.
I hope you guys had fun. This was a lot of fun for Billy and I.
Mm-hmm. If you want to reach out to us, we're on Facebook at All the Everything Podcast. Check us out we're on X, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on all the things because we're all the everything, y'all.
That's right. So we got to be on all the everything.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, thanks, Billy, for all your hard work with that. And hey, we hope you guys enjoyed this, and thank you for joining us for another amazing episode of All the Everything Podcast. I hope you guys have all your hoop dreams. Have a great day. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week.
Bye, y'all.